Hey folks, how's it going? 64-bit Math here with another pickups video. But for this one, it's not actually me that's doing the pickup, it's my good buddy Kyle. Now Kyle, aka the Dark Knight, has been in some of my videos before. I'll put a link to some of them, but some of you guys probably will remember him. We did a couple Winnipeg trips together, we did some gameplay together, and Kyle recently went to BC and got a ton of video games. So he's going to show us some of what he picked up, so I'll welcome him into the shot.
Because I'm right here.
Surprise!
Hi guys. Yeah, so as Matt said, I went to BC and I grabbed a whole bunch of stuff. A lot of box systems, which is pretty cool. And a lot of import stuff too. So I guess we'll start out with some GameCube stuff. I don't have a GameCube. I don't collect for GameCube. I want to collect for GameCube. And it's one of my favorite systems that Nintendo makes, aside from the Super NES. So I got this for Matt. And Matt will explain that for you.
Well, thank you, Kyle. Yeah, it's the Japanese version of Super Mario Sunshine, which I have played a fair bit of, and it's actually a really fun game, which I'm sure a lot of you already know. But yeah, to get the Japanese version is actually pretty sweet.
It's kind of a cool just conversation piece. It's kind of cool to have on the shelf.
Yeah.
The sticker I believe says $39.99. I paid $30 for it. A little high, but it's one of the harder import games to find, if you would believe that. I'm sure if you went to Japan, they'd be everywhere, but unfortunately not around here.
Yeah. Well, yeah, thanks again, Kyle.
So that's that.
Awesome.
These two are just personal favorites of mine. I collect Zoids, the models. Just the box models. I should pick up a few of those, but obviously they're not in this video. Two Zoids games. Apparently quite rare to get, the Japanese ones. I know the US one is quite hard to find. I don't know if they're worth anything. I doubt it, but nonetheless hard to find and really, really, really fun games. So, unfortunately, I think this one might have came bundled with a Zoid model itself. Don't quote me on that. I have no idea. But yeah, both of them here. I guess before I do put them away, I should add that we did only get one, and we only got this one in North America. So this is exclusive for Japan.
Cool to know.
Next we'll start out with this. I got two box Super Nintendo games. Unfortunately, I have left one in the car. It's buried under all the stuff I bought, but it's a box copy of SimCity that I paid too much money for, but I like box Super Nintendo games. This is a box Double Dragon, Shadow Falls. I paid, what did I say? I think $5 or $7. I honestly don't remember.
You got a really good deal.
The Zoids games are both $5 as well. The box is completely mint.
Yeah, really good.
Unfortunately, it's only missing the insert, which, like Matt said earlier, this is our second take.
Yeah. Take two.
Just grab one from the sports games box or something. But yeah. Double Dragon Shadow Fall. Awesome game.
Yeah, really good shape.
Super Nintendo games, loose. I just picked this Batman Forever. I don't know if it's any good, I doubt it is, but just as a filler game, I paid $3 for it. It's got stickers. I mean, it's not the greatest shaped card, but it's a filler. Let me know if it's any good, but we're
especially
probably
for that price.
Yeah. And top tier. This cart is an amazing shape aside from the sticker here, but well, you guys all know stickers. You can take them out pretty easy. Sticker says 10, I got it for 8. Most of the ones that say $9.99 I got for $8 or $7. Most of the ones that say $4.99 I got for about $3. So there is haggle room out there, and thankfully it saved me a little bit of money.
Yeah. And you said this one was a childhood favorite of yours?
Absolutely.
So
back when I was a kid and I had a Super Nintendo, I didn't have a whole lot of games, but that was definitely one of them. One of the first games I actually bought with my own money. So
yeah. That always makes it fun to pick them up.
Next up, some Super Famicom games. Import stuff's really big out there, and I don't know why, but we don't get any of it here.
No.
Dragon Quest V, $3 cart. Front Mission, which is an $8 cart. Two Dragon Ball Z games. One was an $8 cart. One was a $3 cart. I don't know what the difference is between these two because, fortunately, the only thing that's in English is Dragon Ball Z. So I don't know what these are. If you guys do know, let me know in the comments below.
And we'll do a pan over after this video so that you can see closer up to them too. So
yeah, exactly.
You guys, if you know how to translate, you can let us know.
We're trying to not make a too long video, so trying to rush through it a little bit, but bear with us.
Yeah.
Dragon Quest VI. Like I was telling Matt earlier, I got into Dragon Quest a little late. Dragon Quest VIII on the PS2, but
that was the first one I played actually too.
Great game.
Yeah.
Awesome RPGs. We'll see what the Super Famicom ones are like. I got them on their Super Nintendo that I'm going to mod and play them, and we're going to check them out. And of course, Super Mario World. Can't really go wrong, especially at $8 for a cart.
Yeah.
And all these carts are in mint shape too, so it's kind of cool to have some Famicom stuff. It's you know, when people come over to your house and see your game room, they see the Japanese stuff, they're more intrigued by it, I find. Yep. So it's cool to have a good mix. Some more important stuff for you guys. Really big into Gran Turismo myself. As well as Resident... As well as Resident Evil. Sorry guys, I had to duck down and grab some stuff. I'll start with show you the Gran Turismo stuff, and then I'll show you the Resident Evil stuff. Again, big into both. I don't care what system they're on, I buy the copies. I would like to have a complete collection of both Resident Evil and Gran Turismo one day. Aside from Gran Turismo 5, because that game is crap, and I won't buy it till it's $10 on eBay. So, sorry guys for any fans of Gran Turismo 5, but that's just the way it is. This is a Japanese copy of Gran Turismo 4 Prologue. Assuming it's much like the Gran Turismo 5 Prologue that they released. That was a huge disappointment. But, I don't actually know because I won't be able to play it. But, again, just a cool collector's piece to have. I paid $12 for it. And I got Gran Turismo Concept. I don't know anything about this game. I didn't even know it existed. It says for home use on it. It looks like it's also an import. And it says 2002 Tokyo Geneva Concept. And apparently you can only play with concept cars in this game. So maybe it was given out at a Geneva car show or something like that. I don't know. I picked up Gran Turismo 2, which is also a Japanese import. The reason I did, and it says $10, I got it for $8, is the discs on the Japanese Gran Turismo 2 are much, much nicer than ours. And as well as I like the cover art a lot, so you can't go wrong, especially when you're trying to collect them.
And Gran Turismo 2 is still a great game to play.
The best one
it's
in the
aged
series.
well, so
Gran
that's
Turismo 4 was also great, but number 2 was, in my opinion, the best in the series.
Yeah, I agree.
Resident Evil stuff, I got lots of. Resident Evil 2, US copy. Mint condition, like completely mint. The discs don't even look like they've been used.
Yeah, it's probably the cleanest copy I've ever seen.
And also Resi 3, which is exactly the same.
Yeah.
These games came from a Resident Evil collector himself. He owns a game store that I picked up a couple other things I'll show you in a minute. But yeah, I got those off him.
Yeah, super clean.
As well as Biohazard Director's Cut, which is Resident Evil 1 Director's Cut in Japan. You guys know lots about this game. The sticker says $30. It is quite an expensive game, even on eBay. I paid $20 for it. And altogether for these 3 Japanese, or I should say Resident Evil games, I paid about $70 for. So, I mean, it's average price. It's what you're going to pay. It's reseller's price.
Well, and they're so clean, you're not going to find copies.
And they're completely mint, exactly. So, the only way they can be any better is if they're still factory sealed. So, yeah. Biohazard 2 soundtrack. Now, this was a pre-order gift. When you pre-ordered Biohazard 2 in Japan, you got the soundtrack. Or at least that's the story I heard. If you guys can confirm, that'd be great. But either way, picked up for about $2, so it really doesn't matter. Yeah,
for $2 you can't go wrong.
Yeah. And this is the premium steelbook edition of Resident Evil 4 for PS2. It's got the prologue book in it, as well as the prologue disc and the making of. Just a cool piece. It was really hard to find when it was new, even harder now. I don't know what it's worth, unfortunately, but I know it is pretty hard to find. The only harder one being the red UK steelbook that you can get. Again, from the collector, these are strategy guides. All Biohazard, unfortunately, but they're a lot cooler than our strategy guides.
Yeah.
Basically, if you guys watch Kid Shoroku's channel, he explains it a little bit better too, but for each game, they make separate strategy guides for different playthroughs of the game. This one is for Biohazard 1, this one being Biohazard 0, and these were both called the Perfect Capture Guide, which is basically all the items, A+ rank at the end of the game. Their books are also a lot nicer than ours.
Yeah.
A lot more throughout and detailed, but unfortunately I can't read them anyways. But yeah, so, and they got a nice bookmark built into them, and just an all-around nicer book than ours. And also this is Code Veronica, and I believe this is just the regular one, because I can't actually read anything but Biohazard Code Veronica on it. Whereas these ones at least say Perfect Capture Guide, but this one doesn't say anything. But it's a really nice book. It's got nice texture, date on it. I don't know.
Yeah.
These things are mint as well. They're not frayed in any way, or they look brand new.
Yeah. Yeah, and even though they're in Japanese, the amount of pictures and maps inside, I'm sure you'd be able to figure stuff out as you go. Like, it's pointing you in the right directions, so...
Exactly.
Yeah, they're really neat.
So those are cool. I got them for, I think, $7 each, give or take.
Okay.
Next up, I picked up this box Japanese Game Boy Pocket. I think I paid $70 for it. It might seem a little high in your eyes, but I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, pink is a color that only Japan got. Also, it is boxed and like when I say complete, it is
yeah, it's got all the paperwork, the cardboard insert, everything.
Yeah, all the inserts, even the ads.
Yeah.
The Game Boy Pocket itself,
still bagged.
It doesn't really feel or look used at all. I mean, I don't even see scratches where the game card goes, so.
Yeah, it's in really good shape.
Yeah, so you're not going to find a better shape one than this. The box leaves a little left to be desired for it, but it's not terrible. But yeah, $70 for that, and it does work perfectly fine. I did test it, so.
Yeah.
Kind of cool piece to have as well.
Yeah, definitely pretty neat.
Next up, probably my most favorite find of the whole trip. A box Neo Geo Pocket Color. Now, you guys might be thinking, oh, what's the big deal, right? We don't find these here. I don't think Matt's ever run into one. Maybe
I've seen one, and it sold before I could get to it. For a lot higher than what this cost them.
This was box complete. I'm not going to pull it out because the pamphlets and everything go flying. But it even sells a seal on one side of the box, which is pretty cool. And I did pick up 2 games for it as well, just so I can play it. Because I got a US copy of Metal Slug, and I got because I mean that's essential when you buy a Neo Geo. And Japanese Capcom versus SNK, which do work on the US. So I got 2 games. I can sit back and play it and not cry that I'm playing a box game because it was $20.
Yeah. Yeah. So this was $20, and what were the games?
The games each were about 10. They're a little high.
That's a pretty solid deal for the
Metal Slug was 12. I think Capcom was 10.
Yeah. But yeah, the last one I've only seen one box before here in Manitoba, and I think it sold for like $60 before I could get to it. So $20 is a really solid deal for here.
Okay, next up, I got a box complete Super NES control deck. This is the tiny one, in case you guys don't know. It is boxed with Yoshi's Island, which apparently is pretty rare to find a boxed Yoshi's Island control deck, Super Nintendo. The box is in pretty good shape. It's got nicks and dings and everything, but all in all, pretty good shape. And it is complete, in case you guys have never seen one. I've never seen one prior to this, but I'm sure you guys are quite familiar with them, but that's it there.
It's really
pretty nice.
No yellowing or anything, so. Sure. Oh, and just as a side note, the only boxed mini Super Nintendo that I've seen here is in Winnipeg. It's just the regular one. It doesn't come with any packed-in games, and it was $160. So
I guess you say I paid $120 for that. So.
Yeah, so we thought that was a pretty good deal.
Pretty good deal. This I also paid $120 for. It's a boxed Nintendo 64. It is a Japanese model. It's pretty minty. He did have a couple other ones. One was literally brand new, but it was a pink and clear one. And he had a Hey You Pikachu one as well. And I think it came with Pokemon Stadium for some reason.
Nice.
But it is box complete. The box is in pretty good shape. Some 3D for you. It does have all the cool Japanese pamphlets. The system itself is pretty unique, which is why I picked it up. And that's what the system itself looks like. And like I was telling Matt, I'll probably use this as my go-to system. Probably mod it to play both.
Yeah.
And just have it as my go-to system. Find a nicer box, maybe Link one or something to have around. I do have one that doesn't have any cords, so maybe I'll use that one. I don't know. But yeah.
Definitely a cool
box Nintendo 64. Just a cool kind of conversation piece to have on your shelf, I guess.
Yeah.
I paid $120, like I said, for this one as well. So.
Yeah. So, those are Kyle's finds for this video. Feel free to comment below with what you guys have seen before, what you haven't, what you like, what you thought was a good deal, etc., etc. We'll end the video with a quick pan over of all the stuff again, just so you can see a closer up view. And Kyle and I were talking before, and he's been tossing around the idea of starting his own channel.
Yeah.
But until then, what we'll probably do is I'll just feature Kyle on mine, and then if he does start a new channel, I'll just throw a video up sending you guys to check out his channel too.
Right.
So.
Essentially, because my pickups aren't as frequent as Matt's, but when they do happen, they tend to be rather large. So, yeah, I guess I'm just going to share on his channel for a while, and then who knows? Maybe I'll have my own channel eventually, but not anytime soon. Yeah. I'll just be on Matt's.
Yeah. We'll end the video with a pan over. So thanks for watching. Feel free to comment and subscribe or like or whatever you guys want to do. And yeah, we'll see you in another video soon. So
Later, guys.
Later.